I'm a little bit disappointed in the economy. Inflation has really picked up.
I have like a little job, and so I set aside some money and brought only that money.
With, like you said, inflation, just things are so high, people have to make that decision. Do I pay my electric bill? I just had a friend yesterday say that. I paid over $600 for 1 month. She goes, there's Christmas.
Wow, that's tough. And it's tough for a lot of folks out there dealing with these sky-high prices as the White House celebrates a slight dip in inflation. Voters are not feeling as enthusiastic. A brand new Wall Street Journal poll shows that 52% of Americans say the economy will get worse in the new year. Only 25% say they believe it will improve. Karl Rove is former White House Deputy Chief of Staff and a Fox News contributor and joins us now. Karl, that doesn't look very good. I like to head into the new year with some optimism, but most people, a majority of respondents, believe that our situation is actually going to get worse in the new year.
Yeah, look, part of that is that inflation didn't dip. It slowed. That is to say, it continued to grow, but at a slower rate than it has in the past. And we pay attention to that. What are the prices that we're paying at the pump and at the grocery store and at the department store? But there's one other part of this that really is having, I think, a subtle but nonetheless substantial effect on public opinion, and that is real wages. In November, real wages went down 1.1% year over year. That is to say, your wages, adjusted for inflation, went down 1.1%. And prices are continuing to rise, but your wages, your ability to pay for them, continue to decline. In fact, if you then combine it with the decline in the average work week, it's not just how much do you get paid, but how many hours do you get paid for. The work week is declining, so as a result, you take that into account, and in one month, year over year, it's a 3% decline. So you're getting hit on the one hand by high raise in prices, and on the other hand, your wages are not keeping up with the increase in prices. So the gap at the end of the month between the stack of bills that you got and the cash you got to pay for it, that difference gets to be a little bit larger each month.
And you get that sense that that is what people are feeling out there, Karl. So my next question to you is, what impact will all of that have on 2024 and the run-up to the presidential elections? This is a Fox poll on registered voters when they are asked if President Biden should run again in 2024. That number is now 33% saying yes. That's actually higher than it has been. But still, a whopping 64% don't want him to run again, Karl.
Yeah, look, I think that's a combination of several factors. I think it is the economy, a belief that he's not up to the job, that he's perhaps too old. I think the country is at a weird place. I think we're back to 1959 or 1960. We had an admirable president there, Dwight D. Eisenhower. He seemed up to the job. But nonetheless, the American people said, you know what, he was born near the turn of the century. Our country needs to look to a new generation. And so the country ended up picking between two 40-year-olds, both of whom were veterans of World War II in the Pacific Theater. Richard Nixon for the Republicans, John Kennedy for the Democrats. And the last president who was born before or around the turn of the 20th century was Dwight D. Eisenhower. And for 32 years, we were governed by men from the greatest generation, beginning with John F. Kennedy in 1961 and ending with George H.W. Bush, who left office in January of 1993. And then we turned it over to the baby boomers. Now I suspect the American people, part of this is the American people are saying, you know what, we need the younger generation that came after the baby boomers, the millennials. It's time for them to take over.
Now to Republican leadership in the House, when obviously Republicans take control there in the new year. You feel very strongly about Andy Biggs and his breakaway bid to be the House Speaker. In fact, your latest piece in the Wall Street Journal opinion section is on just that. You say it's the challenge to Kevin McCarthy is a Biggs joke, Karl. In it, you say it's said that politics is a team sport requiring leadership, effort, sacrifice, and unity. Neither Mr. Biggs, Mr. Good, Mr. Perry, nor their co-conspirators have shown these qualities. Instead, they've used the GOP's narrow majority to grab the spotlight, make outrageous demands, and threaten to vote with Mrs. Pelosi and the progressive squad to block McCarthy. It's obvious, you say, they couldn't have brought Republicans a majority, let alone kept one. Mr. Biggs' candidacy should be treated as the insulting joke it is. Why do you feel so strongly about this, Karl?
Yeah, look, I wish I'd written the headline. It was a great headline. But look, just look at it. Every leader is supposed to try and bring together the resources to get the team across the finish line. McCarthy has raised tens, if not hundreds of millions of dollars in each of the last 2 election cycles to do so. Biggs has an assessment. Every member of the House and Democratic caucuses is given an assessment of how much money they need to raise for the team. His is $275,000 for 2019 and 2021 and 2022. He came up 100,000 short. The 2 guys who are pushing this, Bob Good, he raised $27,000 towards his $175,000 commitment, and Perry raised $2,000. $2,000 after both of those men had millions of dollars spent by McCarthy to get them elected in the first place in 2020. Can't lead a team unless you can raise the resources to help your team get across the finish line.
Karl, great to have you on all of that today. And if I don't see you before Christmas, Merry Christmas. Happy holidays to you and yours. Thank you, Karl.
Same to you. Merry Christmas to you and yours.
All right.
Subscribe to the Fox News YouTube channel to catch our nightly opens, stories that are changing the world and changing your life. From Tucker Carlson tonight.